Did you know that 7 in 10 young people say they have struggled with low self-worth? Not once, not randomly, but consistently. That's more than just a feeling off. It's a warning sign, because low self-worth doesn't just impact you and I, how we feel, but it actually impacts how we live our lives. Let me break this down for you. You see, low self-worth impacts our friendships. It impacts your confidence, your choices, and also your mental health. In fact, teenagers with a poor self-image are up to 3 times more likely to experience anxiety or depression. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, let me ask you something. What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your ability or your talent, but rather it's how you see yourself? You see, and that's today's topic, all about identity. Let's go. You see, your identity is not your ID card, neither is it your TikTok account or name. You see, I'm talking about the way people see you when no one else is around. I can boldly be honest and vulnerable and say this. When I was in high school, every suspension, every detention, every bad behavior and unhealthy choice came from a lack of identity. Yep. In other words, when you don't know who you are in your teenage years, will be full of choices that you may have to spend your adulthood trying to unpack the baggage that you picked up during these years. You see, because my identity was lacking, because my identity was off, everything else in my life was off. Think of it this way. Your identity is the software that runs your entire life system. If that software is full of bugs, like negative labels, doubts, lies you've picked up along the way, well, then everything else glitches. Everything else, like your relationships, your motivation, your choices. And here's the thing. Most of these beliefs, they didn't come from you. They were handed to you from where? From what you've heard, seen, or been told. Social media, music, gaming, school culture, peer pressure, Snapchat, comments, jokes, even the quiet stuff people don't say. You see, sometimes the world builds you up, but let's be real, most of the time it sells you and I lies. And if you're not careful, you start wearing those lies like labels, such as I'm dumb, I'm average, I'm the quiet one, I always mess up, no one sees me. And before you know it, these thoughts become the background noise of our lives. And when you think about them long enough, you start to believe them. When you believe them long enough, you start to live them. Here's a fact that you should be aware of. We have over 6,000 thoughts a day. And for most people, 80% of those thoughts are negative. It's no wonder so many young people feel stuck. It's not because they don't have the potential, but it's because their identity has been shaped by everything except who they really are. But here's the good news. Because you can rewrite your story. Your identity isn't something that you find. No, it's rather something that you and we build. And one of my favorite mentors and influencers I look up to like an OG, his name is Maxwell. I came across this quote of his that was a game changer for me, and I reckon it could just be a game changer for you as well. He says it like this: a person will never rise above the image they have of themselves. In other words, your identity is a lid on your potential. You will never rise above the way you see yourself, because identity is the lid and the ceiling of you and our lives. To truly understand what identity is, let's first be clear on what it's not. Because too many of us are carrying around labels that were never ours to carry in the first place. And so let me say this clearly. You are not your test scores. You are not the fight you had last week. You are not the person they made fun of in year 7. You are not how many followers you have. You are not the one who always messes up. You are not the opinions in that group chat. You are not the mental health struggle that you are facing. You are not your past relationship, and you are not the rumors they spread about you. You are not your parents' divorce. Neither are you your past anxiety. You are not what they whispered about you behind your back. You are not the text that you regret sending. You are not the moment that you froze in front of that crowd. And you are definitely not your worst day. Those are your experiences, but they are not your identity. None of those things define you unless you allow them to define you. You see, so many young people confuse a negative experience with their identity. You are absolutely not what you went through or what you did. And now that you know what identity is not, let's move on to where identity actually comes from. Modern psychology and researchers have all agreed that identity is shaped by two major influences. One is the external voices. You see, these are the things around you, like social media, your friendship group, pop culture, family expectations, and so on and so forth. They shape how you think and how you should look and act or succeed. It's like a mirror held up by the world, filtered, distorted, and loud. Number two is the internal beliefs. This is your own voice, the part of you that reflects, the part of you that questions and chooses your core values, your sense of purpose, your decisions about who you want to become. You see, one shapes you from the outside in, and the other shapes you from the inside out. Now, let's break this down so you can actually spot what's influencing your identity. You see, this isn't just a theory or sound good soundbite. It's actually happening every single day, often without you even realizing it. When you're being shaped by voices, this is what it sounds like. You post something online and then you delete it. If it doesn't get enough likes, you hold back your opinion because you're scared that your friends would think it's cringe. You wear something that you're uncomfortable in just to fit in with your group. You chase main character energy online, but feel anxious offline. You start acting like someone else just to feel like everyone else. See, when the world is shaping your identity, you feel like you're living on edge. You're always performing, you're always comparing yourself, and you're trying to keep up. Your confidence rises and then it falls with other people's reactions. You're becoming who they want you to be and forgetting who you actually are. On the other hand, when you're being led by your internal beliefs, here's what that looks like. You speak up even when no one claps for it. You walk away from drama, not because it's easy, but because it doesn't match your values or even your vibes. You're kind to someone who can't help you back. You stay true to who you are, even when it's not the cool thing to do. When you mess up, you own it and you grow from it and you keep moving forward. Now it's your turn in your groups to discuss a few scenarios, whether they are from internal or external influences that's shaping you and I, our identity. And through this group exercise, it's my hope that this will bring you awareness of the areas that you need to pay attention to in order to shape your own identity. And now for the final word. There are some of you watching this right now already realizing that you unintentionally let others define you, and therefore you've been building a life based on applause and algorithms. This is your opportunity today. So here's what I hope you see now, that your identity is a lid on your potential. And as long as you let the world define you through trends and opinions and likes or labels, you'll always be living beneath who you were truly meant to be. You cannot build a meaningful life on a borrowed identity. I look forward to seeing you in the next module. Let's go.